My name's Sam Williams and I'm a marketing assistant at the Broadway Theatre. My job is to basically, when we sell the theatre to either a dance school or a big agency coming in on tour, or a band for example, I'll basically have a budget, and my budget would be used to sell the theatre as best as possible and sell as many tickets as possible. My name's Sam. I wanted to be Fireman Sam, I suppose, when I was younger and watching it on TV. But also, I mean, now I've grown up, it's not so much to be that cartoon character, but as to actually, it's interesting, every day's slightly different. And obviously, I like physical work as well, so I would like to be outdoors, and that comes with being a fireman. Well, I left school when I was 17. I did my AS levels. Then I left because I was doing sports science and had a knee injury. Well, I was playing football and I tore my ligament, my ACL. So I had to have a reconstruction. I was sort of in bed for 6 months. It was quite a big operation, and obviously when I was so sport orientated, it was hard to get my head around that I'm not going to be able to play football for 6 months. And if I do, I mean, even now I know I'm not as good as I was, and in certain sports I know I can't give my all and go into tackles or run very fast because of it. So I think that was one of the major problems I've had, because it sort of put a hold to everything. My education stopped. I had to look for elsewhere. I had to go and work in a clothes store for a while. But it's all happened for a reason, and I'm glad it did now, because I earned the money to go travelling, as I said, to Australia, and then I've come back and I managed to get a job where I enjoy, and I can see a clear goal of what I want to do by the time I'm 30. I want to go back out to Australia basically because the weather's so nice, the people are friendly. I think it's just fantastic, and I've got a lot of friends out there now as well, and I just found life a lot easier and a lot more enjoyable. I did a lot of things out there. I mean, I was just basically learning to survive on my own, really. I was only 18, as I said, so I brought a camper van and I drove off, and I was meeting various people along the way. And I'd do anything from cleaning toilets in hostels to, I was a scuba diving instructor. I got my paddy course, and I would spend days out on the reef doing things, and then I was doing bar crawls. So I was mixing it up and basically doing anything I could to earn some dollars to get me around. And then eventually, obviously, they said I had to go back because my visa would run out, and if not for that, I'd still be out there now. One of my university courses I would like to take up, even if it's part-time, would be a trade, so I could actually go back out there, because they need tradespeople out there. I had some bad times out there as well. Obviously, in a year and a half, you do have some bad times, and sometimes you've got no money and the van breaks down, and you're in the middle of nowhere and you've got no credit on your phone and things like that. And obviously there's bad times, they last for about a month or two, but then there's always interesting things. I mean, you would go to work and it would be light till 9 o'clock, and there would always be something to do. You could get around to golfing, you could go to the beach, and here after work there's not much you can do. In a couple of years' time, if I'm not at the theatre, obviously I'd like to be a fireman, working my 4 days on, 4 days off, and in those 4 days off I would like to go to college or learn a trade basically. So I've got options of where to go if I wanted to go back to Australia, and also the fireman job, I'd be pleased with that anyway, because I wouldn't mind doing that full time. If I could do anything at all, I would probably just obviously go to Australia, and I would get my residency out there, and I'd be a scuba diver instructor probably again, and have a boat and barbecues on the beach and parties and things like that.